Welcome to the Birth and Baby Business Show. My name is Anna LaGrange and I'm a paediatric nurse, lactation consultant, mindfulness teacher and psychologist.
My name is Liz Stanford and I've been working in the birth and baby world for over a decade. I'm owner of the Calm Birth School, I'm a hypnobirthing instructor, a hypnobirthing trainer, author and mindset coach. This season, we're diving into your most asked questions about everything from social media to sales, mindset to messaging. If you've been wondering it, chances are someone else has too. So let's get into it. Our most asked questions about finding your people. Hi, my name's Liz Stanford and I'm one half of Baba Business, the Birth and Baby Business Academy.
And my name is Anna LaGrange, the other half of Baba Business, the community membership for birth and baby business owners. Audience growth. We love this question. We love these questions. So the first one we've got is, how do I find my people outside of my friends and family to actually follow me?
This is such a source of frustration for people, isn't it? Particularly, yeah. I'm assuming we're sort of talking about, social media, Instagram probably in particular. So it can be a bit frustrating when you're posting and the only people that are responding to it are, your friends and family who are not your ideal. They're just trying to be supportive. So, thank you to the friends and family for supporting, because a lot of people don't bother.
Yeah, so don't knock that.
Yeah, exactly. It is nice that they are supporting. But what you want, and then the next level after that, which we find is a lot of birth and baby business owners.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Yeah.
The ones that are following and liking. Again, thank you for supporting other birth and baby businesses. I think it's lovely. It's really important. But how can you start to see that growth where you are actually connecting with people that want your services or, could indeed want your services in the future? So one of the ways that we can do this is one of our favourite things, which we like talking about, is breadcrumbing, which is a strategy which you can use. You can use it in Facebook groups, or you can use a sort of a version of it on Instagram. And so if we're thinking about Instagram, you look at those kind of bigger accounts that are that your ideal client will be following, most likely, who serve your ideal client, maybe not doing exactly the same thing as you, but doing, something perhaps similar. And if you interact with that post, with that account rather, then you start to get your name in front of some of your ideal clients. So this has to come from a genuine place of, I'm interested in this person's content, not I'm trying to coach this person's.
That's not good.
But so let's say this person has posted something which you know something about, or you've got an opinion on. So you can comment under that person's post and, saying, oh, great post, love how you approach this, I feel the same, or I feel similar, whatever it is. And there you go. You've got a comment on a popular post, which people do read through the comments on these, value-based, education-based posts on big accounts. Definitely. And you might find that you're getting that comment liked. It might even get pinned by the account, and people can then click on your handle and follow you over on your own account. Now, that's not a quick and easy strategy. It's something that you have regularly over time, and you can't do it on the same person's account all the time, because that's not that could get a bit annoying probably. So just making sure that you've got lots of favorites, lots of people that you follow that you can interact with, that you can start to get your business name and your services out there. And it's a similar fashion in Facebook groups. What are your thoughts?
I've got another idea, a kind of something a little bit out there, and maybe I'm just thinking about this because this is something I've been doing today, but I think if you want to build up your online following, which this person obviously does, why don't you create a freebie? Like, why don't you create something very, very simple? I'm not talking about spending hours, but why don't you, that's the sort of thing that people want. Like, if you want people to follow you, you've got to give a reason to follow you. Now, there's lots of different ways of doing this. You could go live all the time, for example. You could could spend a lot of time doing, it's what we did when we first started in this world, because Facebook Lives were quite a big thing. Well, slightly into our journey. So that's what we did to build our audiences. We just went live all the time. That's what Facebook wanted you to do, and an algorithm would then show people. So you can still do that. Reels especially are very much Reels and lives are the same thing now on Instagram. So that is a way to do it. But I know a lot of people are starting out don't necessarily feel quite comfortable enough to do that. So why don't you create something that you could share with your audience? And yes, they will share their email address with you, but actually it also brings them to your page. They can have a little look around. So think about, your ideal client and what it is they're mostly struggling with. What's their number one concern or problem or worry? And think about how you could create something really simple to help solve part of that problem that's going to then lead them on a path towards booking with you. So it's got to be related to what you're selling. So for example, if you're a baby massage teacher, you might have a little PDF with some very basic baby massage, what do you call them? I don't know, things, baby massage
Strokes.
Yeah.
That seems like a great time to pause the episode and tell you all about Baba Live London. Coming up on Friday the 10th of October, we are bringing Baba Live to the south of England. Become the CEO of your birth or baby business in just one day. Elevate your mindset and finally start making the money and the impact that you want without feeling lost, overwhelmed, or that everyone else is doing better than you. Even if you only have a few working hours a week, even if you have children to care for at home, even if this is just a side hustle, even if money is tight and you've been careful about every pound that you spent. We last ran Baba Live earlier on this year in Birmingham and it was absolute hit. You can go to the website grow.bababusiness.com/Baba-Live-London and read all about what other people thought of Baba Live back earlier in the year. And again, this time, we'll be helping you to get crystal clear on your vision. We'll be helping you to get more clients, and we'll be helping you to lock in your CEO mindset, all within a room of like-minded birth and baby business professionals. We can't wait to see you there. Tickets start from just £22 a month. So please do check it out, and we will see you in October. Back to the episode.
If you're a breastfeeding person, you might think, okay, what is something that comes up again and again, or what's my area of interest that I would like to share just a little bit with people about. So there's just something, it doesn't have to be like massively complicated. It's just a simple thing of then you can just offer them something and you can share it a lot. You can have it in your bio, you can have it in your, you can have it, and then you can do regular posts about it. With our freebies, when we were starting out, this is really how we built our audience. One of the ways was we kept putting new freebies out that we knew our ideal client wanted, and it worked well. It got conversations going, people used them, and then it was like, oh, thanks, this has been great. And it kind of started, it was a conversation starter. So I just think that is something, it might sound like a lot of work, but it doesn't have to be. It can be very, very, very simple and easy. It can be something that you put together in just a couple of hours. It doesn't need to take long. And then people have done things like relaxation tracks and whatever you think it is that you could offer your ideal client that perhaps they haven't tried out so far.
Yeah, definitely. Great idea. And we just happen to have an entire workshop as part of the membership on how to create your own freebie. And we take you through from start to finish. And it's a really, if I do say so myself, it is a very good workshop. So there's a couple of ways to help build up your audience outside of people you already know. So what's the difference? This is the next question. What's the difference growing an audience and building a community? That is very interesting. I'd say my take on it is growing your audience is bringing new people into your fear and letting them know who you are, what you do, and kind of building up that like, no, trust factor. People who are part of your community, they already know, like, and trust you. They might have purchased something from you, or maybe they've, you know, had a couple of freebies from you. They've had some kind of interaction with you, and they start to become part of your community that that knows you, likes you, and wants more of you. So that for me would be the distinction. What do you think?
Yeah, I think of the sort of funnel, like the top of funnel, sort of like our stages that we have of kind of, you know, towards a sale, which is, you know, people are aware of you. So that's that top of funnel. And then in the middle of funnel, you know, they are interested in you. So, but you're more nurturing them, and sharing more with them. So that could be, you know, you're having a bit more two-way conversations, whether it's through posts, emails, whether they, like you said, they've already bought something off you. But it can also then, your community can also go down right down to people who have worked with you and they're going to recommend you. They're also part of your community. They're really important members of your community. They've had a great experience with you. They might come back and they probably are going to recommend you to their sister-in-law or a friend or whatever. So I think they can be, you know, people, once someone's in your audience, they are part of your community. It's just community has different levels, and it's useful to think about who, when you're creating a post or when you're writing an email, what stage in that community are people going to be? Is this something that's we're trying to bring new people in, or is it something that's going to be nurturing the people who are already here?
Yeah, definitely. Like it's really important when you're creating offers or writing posts or writing copy to think like who is it that I want to bring in with, you know, this, with the words that I'm using, with what I'm saying, and really like zone in on it. So yeah, definitely some good advice. So the final question about finding your people: do I need a big audience to get clients, or can I small? You absolutely start small. You do not need a big audience to get clients. You know, like we said,
you just need one person.
Yeah,
actually,
to get that first client, you just need that one person,
yeah.
and that person is usually the first client for most people is somebody who knows you, or somebody who knows somebody who knows you, because that just closes that gap really quickly, that know, like, trust gap. Especially in the work that we do in the birth and baby world, where people are very vulnerable if they're either pregnant or postnatal, or they've got small children. You know, they want to know that they are in good hands, and it can take time to grow that level of trust in someone online. You have to sort of, you know, keep plugging away at it. Whereas if somebody that you know in your life has told someone else, oh, go to so and so for, like, you know, lactation support, she's amazing, then they're going to go to you.
We love a recommendation.
We do, and which is why friends and family are so important in helping you build your business. You want them to be your champions, to tell everybody that they know who could be an ideal client of yours what you do.
Can you remember your first paying client?
Yes, I absolutely can. I can remember my my first client I ever did. I'm not saying you have to do this or that you should do this. I did it for free. And it just so happened that it worked out really well, because she came back to me with her two subsequent pregnancies and paid me, you know, and it doesn't always work out like that. I always say to my, now, like, be very careful, like giving your time and energy away for free. But yeah, the person after that was amazing, and she was one of my biggest supporters for, you know, I think she lives like in the Bahamas or something now. She was like my biggest one of my biggest supporters for years. Yeah, you never forget.
How did she find you?
Through the person who had done it for free.
There you go. Yeah, I do remember my first client. I don't actually know how she found me, but I just remember being extremely nervous.
Yeah.
You know, it was the first time that I'd been a community nurse, so going to people's houses that I don't know wasn't really, and being a medical person it wasn't bothering me. I think it was just that whole imposter syndrome, like, oh, are they going to be disappointed if they know that it's that I'm they're my first client? Are they going to expect more? Am I going to be able to fulfill their expectations? That sort of thing. I just really remember that. And she was lovely and so sweet. And then again, similarly, she then booked me for her next baby. And I remember her when she called up. Must have been about 2 years later. And I said, "Oh, my prices have gone up since then. Just to let you know." She's like, "Yeah, of course, your prices will have gone up. Like, you've been doing this for a couple of years now." So, yeah, it was really nice. But I do remember it. But more than how she found me, I just remember feeling very nervous. But it's just with every single client, it gets easier. With every single cohort and group, it just gets easier and easier, doesn't it? And you always have to start with one. You have to. And even thinking about the Mindful Breastfeeding School, I often tell this story that because I did put quite a bit of money into my first cohort of mindful breastfeeding, and I had 3 people booked, and then for some reason somebody got the wrong day and someone else had a last minute family emergency, so I only had one person in this venue. And I think there was this doubt, should I cancel it? I suppose my question was, is one person enough for a group course? I know that people who are booking their baby massage classes and breastfeeding classes will probably feel the same. If I've only got one person, like, should I go ahead? And if you can do it financially, I really encourage you to, because that first experience of teaching, and even if you've done it as a student, which I know your people at MyDo, they do a lot of practice when they're training with us, but that's not the same as going out there in the wild, if you like, and earning money from it. So if you have that situation, you've got one person or two person, I cannot tell you enough what great practice it is to have that one person. And I'll always be grateful to Jill, who was that one person who came to London with me. It was so funny because she actually turned out to live like an hour away from me in Kent, not even an hour. So we actually did the second day at her house, because I was like, why are we both traveling to London for this? It doesn't make any sense. So we did that, and it was really great. And I was a little bit embarrassed to start with, but I then I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to sell it to her. Like, you've got me all to yourself. We've got this, we've got this great experience together. I'm trying this out. You're here to have, to learn from what I know for the next couple of days. And it ended up brilliantly. But I think you do just need that one client in the beginning, and then you're off.
100%. And I've had experiences like that as well, where you're like, oh no, I wanted this many people, I ended up with this person. But you just got to reframe it and think about like the difference that you're making to that person. I can remember that, running a group, and I normally filled my groups quite well. So I remember this really stands out because it was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I haven't filled this group. And I had this one couple, and I went ahead with it, and it was her second pregnancy, and she'd had a birth previously, and it was the most amazing experience. And she had me teaching her, and then she had a wonderful experience, and like, it was just meant to happen, because we wouldn't have got as deep with things as we did if we'd been in a group, and we wouldn't have been able to I wouldn't have been able to support her as fully as I did, I don't think, if she hadn't have been, if she'd been in a group. So things happen for a reason as well. And I think it's really important to know that.
Yeah, I agree. So yes, the answer is yes, you can start with a small audience, and just, it's about the connection. It's about whether people connect with you, whether they resonate with you. And to do that, you've got to get visible and get out there. That's the thing you've got to do. And in person and online. And then, people will be interested in what it is you do, the more you talk about it and the more you share.
100%, definitely. So we would love it if you have enjoyed this episode and you have got something from it. If you could like or subscribe, depending on where you're watching or listening to this, leave us a review. We really, really value your support and your input, because it helps us to keep going and doing these weekly episodes, which we've been doing now for over a year, and we want to keep helping and supporting birth and baby business owners. So yeah, like, subscribe, review. Thank you very much. See you next week.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Birth and Baby Business Show. If today's question sparked something for you, share it with a fellow birth or baby business owner, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. See you next time, and keep growing your beautiful business and doing your work the way you do it. It is so needed.